What's up? Stephen Johnson stocks, and really excited to say green week, 50% accuracy, made like 45 bucks. But I want to tell you three stories, I guess. Three key lessons. And the first one is the $20 story. So the $20 story is at the Market Mastery with Tim Sykes. He said, when you get a green week and you're making like 10, 20, 30 bucks, don't get ahead of yourself. Because I start thinking I can guess the market. I can have intuition on what's going to happen next, and I'll lose money by not sticking to the patterns that work. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself. This is on my monitor. That's the $20 story. The second story is the story about having an edge from Michael Good, also at the Market Mastery. And he said, every time you get into a trade, you've got to think, what is my edge? Because 95% of penny stock traders fucking lose. So what is your edge? And if you're buying a multi-month breakout, fine, it's a multi-month breakout. But if everyone's in it, what's your edge? And what Roland always likes to do is say, wait for the breakout to see if it comes back down to support and hold support. Then your edge is you're buying off support and you're buying when people are panicking because they think it hasn't broken out properly. And the third story is, yes, will I have a green month this month? I mean, probably, I think so, because I just really, really understand things on another level now. And as long as I stay disciplined, there's no reason why not. But the third lesson has to be education, because I've had endless amounts of help from Stocks to Trade Pro, from Mark Crook and Tim Grattani in the Challenge, from Michael Good Live, from Tim Sykes Live in the Market Mastery. But like particularly Stocks to Trade Pro, like Tim Bones really helped me a lot, and I'm super grateful for that. He's been overly generous with his time. Quickly, some comments. Cease, best video so far, Stephen, you'll not fail. Cheers. Christopher, awesome video. Funny you got tied up. I had to be tied up because I had an over trading problem, and being tied up is it's a permanent reminder. The $20 and the rope from Sykes, it was more psychology that I learned from him, and it was more technical what I learned from Roland at the Market Mastery, which it was really interesting. Rich Flynn, purpose of life is to evolve and grow. Like you said, the challenge is what you need to do that. We're on the right track. I really like Rich. He's working hard and he will get it, but you need to work obsessively for months and months and months, and then it's literally scalable. Like I remember Roland saying he was up and down at about 15 grand, and then just in the last 4 months, he's made 140 plus. Like I think he made 5 grand the other day. It's insane. And a lot of people are making money. There's no reason why you shouldn't too. Let's get into the trades. And this is the Profitly chart. So, I mean, I was losing. Always trying to get it, thinking, oh, I'm definitely going to get it this time. But now I feel more reassured. I mean, I've been flatlining since pretty much May. I don't really want to go over the 4,000 losses mark. And I started the challenge about September. So it took like 8 months in the challenge before things started to really click. And then when I went to the Market Mastery, after flatlining for pretty much 3 months, I really think that it should start to bounce now, and I should start to make back the losses I've made. And the crazy thing is, once you get it, you just size up. So maybe I'll make a few hundred this month, and then 500 the next month, and a couple of thousand the next month. I can see this 4,000 reversing pretty soon. So this is a biotech. BSTM multi-year highs, and it had some sort of drug news, which is why it's up. And since I've been kind of trading and learning with other guys, I mean, we can see on the 2-year chart there's no resistance up until the 5s, the 470. So this can definitely has room to go further. But I'm buying it because it's got the multi-year breakout. But I'm not looking for any price. I was in on this day here on the 6th of July. I'm looking more for a reversal, because I've always been buying when people are selling and thinking, what's my edge in the market? Ugh. So you've got no edge really buying this because everyone's chasing it up. But when it comes down, I mean, not really supporting here, but I'm looking for the reversal. And when I see this kind of trend change break, and I mean, we can draw this on. It's in a downtrend here. And then when I see the trend break, I was in the 340s. And I was only in very partial size in case I didn't actually hit the bottom. And I was going to add in later on if it continued to dip. And it did. It dipped down to the 320s, where I added in and got me average up to the 330s. And then
we saw it kind of try to push again. It kept on topping in the 340s, dropped down to the 313s, and I tried to add more again because I knew it was a long-term, solid multi-year breakout on news. So I didn't expect the thing to crash. Tried to add in more on the 313, but I couldn't get executed fast enough. And then we had this kind of run into the 350s into the close, and I was in from a 330 average. So nice trade, nice reversal. I knew that people would be, shorts are a bit scared because it's not crashing. You've got long-term buyers wanting to buy into the close for a potential second day run. And I mean, that's kind of what it did. I sold some in pre-market in the 350s, could have actually got out in the 60s. And then in this morning, it's quite interesting because when you look at the support here is about 320. And then when you look at what could have been a good dip buy, well, it came back down exactly to 320. So it could have been a dip buy. Yeah, I held it because it was a little bit of profit taken. And then I was selling in the 60s. I actually got up to like the 370, 377s. And we can see now it's kind of like it's topped like here in the 370s, and then it's topped 1, 2, 3 times here in the 370s. So if it can break the 370s, it's going to be a nice breakout. And equally, if it breaks past the kind of the 320, 330 area, maybe it's on its way back down. AVEO was a bit more speculative and just playing with a bit of confidence from the last trade, which I shouldn't do. But it's pretty interesting. I know Sykes pointed this out. We have this kind of clear kind of top here. I mean, it's not a very good top, it's a bad line, but we have the top, and then we have like an ascending triangle multi-day breakout, which is kind of interesting. So you can see the stock, which was kind of looking like it might have cracked here in the 2s, it becomes a breakout when it's these days are making higher lows, and then we have a bit of a push in volume as well. So I thought this was going to be a good trade for it to run. I just needed a good entry on it, and it was strong pre-market, and had its kind of broke the pre-market highs after a couple of attempts. You can actually see an ascending triangle here as well. Broke, and when it was kind of coming back down, I was looking to try and dip buy it off this kind of pre-market support here, and I was in at 275. I should have waited for it to come down a bit more to the 270s really. And when it tried to kind of break back out above the 280s, 290s, as it is a multi-day breakout, multi-month breakout, it just didn't have the strength. And when it started to fade, I mean, I should have got out for small profits, but I held to see if it would hold this line, and when this line started to crack, I was just out. I was around 268. And I mean, as it happened, it did nearly try again to break this 280s, but once it failed here, and then it failed at the end of the day as well, maybe it's another day of consolidation before it actually does break out, because I mean, it's up in the 90s pre-market. So I mean, I don't really regret the trade. I think I got a good entry. I give it a chance. It just didn't come off.
Welcome to Stephen Johnson's Stocks. This is the close of another episode. Very grateful to have you here, and we're actually recording.
And you have this trading suite here.
we're actually recording this from Positano, Italy, on the Tim Sykes Mastery, and I just want to say what a beautiful, beautiful view. And I just don't want to leave you with that. I want to leave you with some positive sentiment messages. I want to leave you by saying that I'm not just going to say we will not fail at the end of my balcony. I'm going to say we will not fail to the Italian fucking stallion people. So without further ado, let's do it. We will not fail to the Italian mountains, to the Italian people.